Good everyone, welcome to another edition of the Complete Sports Updates. My name is Abib Kuranga. This is the show where we bring to you the latest and trending stories in the world of sports. The Super Falcons advance into the 2024 final Olympics qualifying round after a narrow victory against Cameroon. Injury plagued Liverpool defeated Chelsea in the final of the 2024 Carabao Cup. The Tigers lose all three matches in the 2025 FIBA AfroBasket qualifiers in Tunisia as the first phase ends. These are the topics we shall be discussing right here. Do sit back, relax and enjoy, because this is the Complete Sports Updates. Joining me on today's episode is James Agberibi. Together we shall be taking you through the rounds as far as sports is concerned. Good day to you, James. Welcome back to the show. Yes, the Super Falcons played their game, against Cameroon, their penultimate game before they qualified to the 2024 Olympics in Paris, and they defeated Cameroon all thanks to Esther Okoronkwo's effort in the first half, and they saw the game and they won the game 1-0. What's your thoughts as regards to the game in general?
Well, a good one for the team. The most important thing is they got the goal, which helped them to qualify for the final round of the qualifiers. It was a tense game. Tension game. But the good thing is they were able to see out the victory. At one point, I was kind of scared for them because I don't think the Cameroon at the qualifier, that would have been the end for the Super Falcons. Because if I could recall, this was how they missed out in 2016 Olympic qualifiers when they drew away against Cote d'Ivoire in Abidjan, then came back to Nigeria and played a 1-1 draw. So I think they must have learned one or two lessons in that game against the Ivorians. So like I said, good one for them. The last time the Nigerian team qualified for the Olympics was in 2008. That was like 16 years ago. So which means they've missed 3 consecutive games. It's unlike the Super Falcons. They've never missed the World Cup. But the Olympic is something that we always want them to be part of, especially looking at the way they performed at the last World Cup. But I wasn't expecting an easy game against the Cameroonians, so I wasn't surprised about the result. But the most important thing is they got the victory and they've moved on to the final round of qualifiers.
Yes, now now that they are going to play against the Israelis, South African Bayana side, so can the Super Falcons actually make it to the 2024 Olympics, considering the fact that these South African side are also a very formidable side?
Yeah, they can. Especially when they know that they've not been at the Olympics for the past 16 years, so I don't think they want to make it 4 games without them being part of it, Everybody will be looking out for them, especially with the way they did. They did very well at the last World Cup, and we want them to at least want to see them and see what they are made of, So it's looking likely that they're going to play against South Africa because the first leg between South Africa and Tanzania ended 3-0. I think in Dar es Salaam, so you want to give it to the South Africans, which means it's going to be the Super Falcons and South Africa, and of late the South Africans have had the upper hand against the Super Falcons. The last 2 meetings, there was an invitational tournament right here in Nigeria. They won 4-2. Then at the last WAFCON, they defeated the Super Falcons 2-1 in the opening group game. So it's going to be a very tough encounter for the Super Falcons if eventually the two teams meet. They do know that they're going to have their hands full against the South Africans. So they are reigning African champions. They were at the last World Cup. They won a game, so it's going to be a tough one for them. But I don't know. It's very difficult to call because the South Africans, they've proven that they've come of age. They're doing well on the continent, the club competitions, to some Mamelodi Sundowns ladies. So it's going to be a tough one, very difficult game to call.
Yeah, definitely it's going to be a very difficult encounter for the Super Falcons, and they will reach around the World Drums ladies all the best as far as their efforts in winning or in qualifying for the 2024 Paris Olympics is concerned. So over to Europe. On Sunday, Liverpool, injury depleted Liverpool side, defeated Chelsea to win the 2024 Carabao Cup final in Wembley. So, James, let me put it to you. When the lineup came out, as you see that at Liverpool, with the absence of Mohamed Salah and also Darwin Núñez, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Dominic Szoboszlai, who do you think would most likely win the Carabao Cup final after seeing the official lineups of both Liverpool and Chelsea?
One will be tempted to give it to Chelsea because they paraded their strongest 11. When you put it side by side with that of Liverpool, but surprisingly, they just couldn't find a way past the Liverpool back line that was led by Virgil van Dijk, who eventually emerged the hero. So it goes to show that a lot has been going on in the Liverpool setup. They have players who have been coming up of late, who are doing well. So that's the joy when you give these young players opportunity to have a feel of the the senior side. When it comes to things, occasions like this, that's when they're able to step up. But if you don't get any opportunity, they won't have that chance to measure up. I mean, who would have thought that without the likes of Mohamed Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Szoboszlai, all the key guys, they were not there, but they were still able to step up, which means the coach has given them that confidence to be part of the team, giving them little minutes here and there, which count at the end of the day. So they were able to live up to expectation. When I saw the lineup, I was scared for them because, I was like, how are they going to cope without the likes of Mohamed Salah? One area of Liverpool's strongest point is the right side where you have Salah and Trent. And he had none of them on the pitch, but they were still able to overcome Chelsea. So good on for the coach. It goes to show that he has done a lot of work in that team. And unfortunately for Chelsea, their bad run in the cup continues.
Six domestic
finals, and they've lost all. It's an unwanted record, like they always say. So let's just see how things pan out. Maybe they will be able to get their hands on. I don't know. I think they are still in the FA Cup. Maybe they can bounce back and console their fans, because the stick they are getting from the fans is not good at all.
Exactly, and it's not a very exciting moment for all Chelsea faithful, to be honest with you. And over to the basketball now. The Tigers actually, their quest to play in the 2025 Afro Basket is actually in jeopardy after losing their first phase games against Libya, Uganda, and Cape Verde. Let me take you back just a week ago when they withdrew from the tournament, only for the NBBF, that's the Nigerian Basketball Federation, rally round, due to financial issues. They actually rallied around and make sure that these guys book the tickets to Tunisia, where they actually played the game. But it was just hours before the game against Libya, which they obviously lost, before losing the game against Uganda and Cape Verde. Do you think that might have played into the minds of these guys psychologically, that they weren't really fully prepared before going into these encounters? And do you think it's going to affect them in the long run, or do you think it's going to come as a motivational factor, considering the fact that the second window is going to come up in a year time? That's a huge amount of time for them to come back and and do the needful to get the ticket to the Afro Basket.
It's going to be a tough call for them, because on the first window that just ended, they lost all 3 of their games, and they're still going to play the same team in the second window. Which will start in February 25th, 2025. So they're already in the bottom of the group. So for them to now go make it, they will need other teams to also have a bad outing, So I don't know how many teams, because the 3 teams got a win against them, So it's sad, because I wasn't surprised, because for a team to get to the tournament on the day of their first game, a competition that they almost didn't partake in, they were almost out before the NBBF had to rally around to get funds. Who goes into a competition with such preparation? They went there with just 9 players. I mean, fatigue would have set in.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the nature of basketball, it's not like football where sometimes you can relax, but at this point, you know, basketball is something that you have to be.
Some players might even be jet lagged.
Yes, all those things. Yeah. No quality preparation. So the result didn't come as a surprise to me. I would have been shocked if they qualify. They even won't win any game. I think it's something that was expected. You know, no matter how good you are or how talented you think you are, if you don't have the proper preparation, the teams that they played against, they've been on the ground in Tunisia since, compared to a team that just got to the competition on the day of their first game against Libya. I mean, they almost pulled the surprise against the Libyans. They took it to overtime, but you know, at the end of the day, fatigue set in and they just couldn't continue anymore. So I think this one is on the NBBF. I mean, you can't tell us that you're not aware that they're going to partake in the qualifiers, in the major qualifiers. Okay. It took the last minute before they started rushing and started coming out to tell us no funds. And I mean, this is enough to derail any motivation. And no matter how talented you think your squad is, I mean, as long as you don't have proper preparations, these are the kind of results you're going to get.
Well, viewers, this is where we'll be wrapping things up as far as our proceedings is concerned. James, thank you very much for your time, and also for your in-depth analysis as regards to that. So, viewers, do take care of yourself and enjoy. Bye for now.